Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Coco and this is Coco's Hair Solutions. Today we're looking at Glamorize Always from Gabor. This is what she looks like, and I have her in the color Biscuit. That's 1923, and I think she might be a shaded girl, but we'll have to take a look at her. She does look like this in the catalog, which gives me the impression that she's very full. But I am going to tell you that she is definitely not a very full girl. In fact, she's probably a low density. And if you want to take a look, see what she looks like here. She's got a shattered or a layered razor cut border along the bottom with a very gentle, subtle kind of taper to her that gives you a little bit of a hint of an A-line, but not a true A-line. But she is a little longer in the front. And then of course she's got a long side swept bang. And yeah, I guess she is a shaded. She really is a shaded girl, because but it's done so very subtly that I didn't quite notice it at first. Okay, let's take a look at this color up close. Everybody knows what this shaded biscuit looks like from Raquel Welch and Gabor, the Hair You Wear families. They have really knocked it out of the park as far as this color goes, and it's been a popular color amongst a lot of my clients. It's a mixture of platinum and a slightly warm, lighter honey color with a softer, cooler root that allows you to see a little bit more dimension as maybe the wind blows, or as you turn your head, you'll notice that you get a little bit of that subtle darkness coming from underneath. So it's more of a cooler blonde color. And of course, it's got some real pretty money pieces around the front. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, they're good. Gabor and Raquel Welch are really good at making those color blends really nice. Okay, let's take a look at her cap construction. This young lady is a full monofilament top with an ear tab to ear tab, mid-ear tab, lace front that has a nice widow's peak or curvature to the cap construction. It looks like the knots are bleached all along that border as well, so that's going to give you beautiful highlights right around the face. We have closed ear tabs on the right and left with metal stays in them. We have a standard nape with Velcro adjusters on the right and left, and then lots of rows of hair curtains making up those wefts. So that's going to guarantee that you're not going to see any wefts when the wind blows. We also have an extension on the top going around the circumference of the crown area that adds a little more of the wefts and keeps that area covered. And I'm not exactly sure why, but if you look closely at the monofilament top, it's a very soft and flexible mono top. And so I think that is, along with the dart that is in the top, is going to give you a tighter, closer fit on this part of your head from the crown going down toward the back a little bit. And that's what's going to make this fit a little bit different. This is part of Gabor's designer series, and so she gets a little bit more attention to the details, such as the stitching going across the junction of the monofilament top and the lace front, and probably this section as well that we were looking at. So the designer series does give us a little bit more of a quality construction in the cap. So we're going to have to see what that's going to look like and feel like when I put her on. But she is a very lightweight wig, very lightweight. Beautiful color, of course, but this is a nice low density wig. So I can't wait to get her on. All right, Well, before we do, what I have on today happens to be Kayla from Godiva's Secret Wigs. She's one of the earliest kind of beachy wave young ladies that's been around for a number of years. I've done a review on her. I'll put that tag right up there and you can go take a look at Kayla whenever you like, all right? So let's go ahead and put on Glamorize Always. Okay, here is Glamorize Always. Oh my gosh. This cap feels very much like a hand-tied cap does. The way that it fits snugly, and I think that's due in part to the type of monofilament material that was used on this wig, as well as the dart that's at the crown, and then that extension of those little wefts up at the back part of the crown. But she fits very nicely, very snug, very snug. So it's a closer to a hand-tied feel. Now let's go ahead and do a spin for you real quick, okay? Okay. She is a cute, low-density bob. How's the movement? And is she much of an A-line? It looks like she might be, but it's a classic look with a little bit of extra length that doesn't give you too much of an edgy appearance. It gives you that classic look. Anyway, so here, let's take a look at the hairline and look at those beautiful highlights, the bleached knots, beautiful job they did with that. The coverage that I have is really decent, very sleek, and this is definitely a low density. And there's that lace front coming down midway on the ear tab. So we've got great lace front extension coming down quite a ways. So that could even be pulled back. But I'll tell you what, the way this young lady just lays like this, it's beautiful. It is just beautiful. And the density is very low. Okay, well, let's read about her dimensions, okay? Okay, so the front is 7 inches. The crown is 7 inches. The sides are 7.5 inches. And the back is 6.5 inches. The nape is 3.25 inches. And she weighs 3.4 ounces. And she comes in 14 non-rooted colors and 12 rooted colors. The low density and the low profile is just a nice feature that is due to the fact that they have that stretchy monofilament top. It helps it fit a little bit better in my book and gives you more of that hand-tied feeling. So part of their designer series is really nice. So if you're going to take a look at any of those GABOR wigs that are part of that collection, you can expect similar features on the cap. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with her, okay? Because she has a full mono top, we can part her wherever we want. Now she's come from the factory wanting to be parted on the left, and in the photo, we've got that left-hand part being there. So, but we can lift that up a little bit and lift those fibers up off of the face by just brushing it backwards, doing, giving it a little bit of a lift away from the face. Of course, let's try that parted on the other side. Oh, that one really doesn't want to go there, does it? So if you are a right part person, you may want to spend some time training that with a little bit of warmth from your hand and pressure from your hand in order to get those fibers to stay in that other place. Okay, now this just is so pretty. I can see her being a great work wig because she does pretty much stay away from the face. And she just looks like she's ready to go right now, doesn't she? Okay, well, if you wanted to ensure that the bangs didn't fall in your face, you could take something such as like the little clips that might be pressured like this and just take and slip that right there so that it'll stay put. and that is out of your way, and it doesn't add a lot of bulk or heaviness to your wig in order to keep that hair out of your eyes if you needed to have that. Of course, with the lace front, we can take the similar clip or even something that has a little bit more bulk to it and pull those bangs back and show off that hairline. Well, of course, we could make that a little bit neater, couldn't we? Yeah, and add a little bit of bump in the front. You could also, if you want, go ahead and cut some of the bangs so that you would have a wispy kind of a bang that, or bring that down on your forehead a little bit more and swept off to the side. That would look good, wouldn't it? And having that bleached area, or what they call money piece in the front here, really is so pretty, isn't it? Let's see what she looks like tucked behind the ears. So there is a little bit. Now, of course, if you have the option of matching your wig color to your bio hair, that's always a bonus. But this hair volume fits behind the ear very nicely. It doesn't act like it wants to bulk out, and so does this one. In fact, I can put it all behind my ear and not have it feel like it's going to fall out. It's real simple. So whether I have a bang that I've cut into this, or I maintain the long side swept bang, I can keep it like this. That's really cute, isn't it? Some movement good with that. Really simple, isn't it? There's nothing like a classic bob. And of course, this one has no bangs, and I love the way that it's meant to fall away from your face. That is really nice, even without training. But it's a cutie pie, isn't it? Well, of course, we know that we can always put a headband in this young lady. So let's try our favorite square band. And of course, it kind of fades into, because I've chosen black, it fades into the rooting of this particular wig. And it's really cute that way, isn't it? A subtle accent. And of course, I've got some little blingies here too. Oh, it's really nice. Very nice. And any other kind of headband or scarf, if you will, you can do any kind of a kerchief, like a bandana, and that is very, very attractive. But on this young lady, I think we could keep her just simply the way she is, don't you? She's really pretty, very pretty, and simple. And sometimes that's what we need in our wigs, isn't it? Very simple and basic, and something that we can work with, or even not have to work with, and can take as it is. Well, let's take a little bit of water and add to that and see how the texture changes, okay? Well, I do like what happens when we add a little bit of water. I love having those bangs kind of swoop off to the side, and I love the separation. Look at the increased dimension that you get when you add water. And so adding a product of some kind similar to this would be great, such as wig wax. Yep, that would be great, or piece out cream, just to add some texture and add some fullness and bring up those hair fibers a little bit more. It could take you easily from work time to nighttime, very, very easily, just by adding that little bit of dimension. Okay, let's go take this young lady outside and see what this color looks like in daylight. Okay, we're gonna step out into the sunlight. Look at that sunshine on this beautiful color, shaded biscuit. Oh my goodness. And look at the money pieces that they have right here. Beautiful around the face. Gorgeous. You can see this cute little style really shows off this color very nicely, doesn't it? So So that's what it looks like in direct sunlight. Let's take a closer look at the hairline and the rooting. Okay, let's get into the shadows a little bit. And that color just gets more beautiful, doesn't it? Oops, different kinds of lighting. Yep, still some bright sunshine. Let's get into more shadows. There we go. Looking up at a clear blue sky, you can see the lighting from that direction. Beautiful color, impeccable rooting, a gorgeous hairstyle and color. Yeah, very, very nice. Okay. You guys seen enough of this? Of course, we know this color by heart, don't we? We do. But I love the way that they've added the blonde highlights around the face. It's just really done very, very nicely. Okay, let's go back inside. Well, this is a beautiful little addition to anybody's wig wardrobe. But because of the special features on the cap, I say this one is a double thumbs up. It is really an excellent, excellent little wig. And if you're looking for something that is as close to realism as you can get, this is your girl. So thank you so much for joining us today. This is Glamorize Always by Gabor in the color shaded biscuit. And you guys have a great week. I'll see you next time in Coco's Hair Solutions. Bye-bye.